All right. Welcome everybody to Rival Angels Google Hangout. I've already started a preliminary sketch, one Sarah Valentine, something that was suggested that I do. So I'm going to get to that in just 1 second. Let's see, the Q&A app. Hey y'all. It says I have 0 viewers, but it looks like I got people with questions already. This is excellent news. Sorry if there was just a little bit of hang up there where I was goofing around. Hello to James and Fem Balor. Nice to see you guys. But it doesn't look like you're on, but glad you're still here. So I'm going to be starting on this sketch of Sarah Valentine. If anyone has any suggestions for me to draw, just jump right in. Yeah. So as you can see, this is my blue line. That's how I usually start out. How I usually start out all of my images. It's got to start somewhere. And it's obviously a good place to start. So let's see here where to start. Start at the top. All right, get a nice big brush here. This is, even though that blue was is some rough, this is still going to be a rougher sketch. This is just tightening and refining everything to as we edge ever closer to the finished piece. Yay, Jim, we're in. We certainly are. Yeah, so anyone who's on wants to ask questions, in the upper right there'll be like a 3x3 grid, a Rubik's Cube looking thing, and you want to click on that to get the Q&A app up. If you're on a mobile device, I'm sorry, it just won't let you for whatever reason. But if you're on desktop, it should work. Hopefully it'll work. So as you can see, just doing a little, getting the lines down kind of fast because I can always tighten it up later. And I do plan on doing that later. The tightening up part, that is. So yeah. So anybody watch NXT yesterday? Any thoughts or opinions on that? Let's see. Jim saving me with some questions here. All right, as Tracy come down from the high of seeing Nicole lose, I can tell you with great authority, she is not off that high yet. She'll probably be on that high until the next Shimmer show early next year. So, but Jim, you were there, you saw how happy she was, so you can kind of understand that she might not want to let that fade anytime soon. But let me just tell you, it's crazy why she don't like her. I mean, Nicole is just crazy good. Am I right? I'm right. Of course I'm right. That was a very good show. Shimmer last weekend, even though we only saw Saturdays. Still outstanding stuff. I mean, we had, I don't know, got to see cheerleader Melissa a couple of times, you know, against Candice LeRae, against Crazy Mary. And for anyone that knows me knows that I'm a big mark of cheerleader Melissa. Always and forever. She is super awesome. Should do a picture of her sometime. That'd be tight. Oops. But yeah, let's see. Bigger B84. Evie looked great until she had to fight the woman mountain at NXT. Oh my goodness, yeah. Nia Jax, is it? Yeah, I mean, one, it was great to see Evie on NXT. That was just dynamite. And I can't wait to see some of the other Shimmer girls in the next few weeks show up there. And as far as Nia goes, though, she wasn't bad. I thought, you know, she was pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, she's doing the rock bottom Uranagi suplex. But it was cool to see Ivy get some, or Evie get some of her big moves in, her kicks. Gotta love the kicks. Just awesome, that running crazy turnbuckle kick to the face. It would have been cool to see that, but you know, just seeing her on NXT was pretty freaking cool. So I'm gonna hold on to that one for a while because yeah, she kicks ass. Excuse me, you know, at Shimmer, I kind of get, you know, teaming her up with Heidi and Team Slap Happy, because gotta get in when you can, kind of thing. But it was cool to see them fight Rhea and Soraya. Soraya always makes me laugh. Woman is crazy. Bigger B84 or B84. Evie got a Titantron and an entrance song, pretty amazing. They gave her that. I agree. I mean, you could have easily went the jobber route on that one and just been like, here she is in the ring already, no big deal. But you know, they gave her a nice welcome. You know, that's got to feel good about maybe her chances coming back. You know, that would be pretty outstanding. And you know, because for some reason NXT likes their Australian gals, or in Evie's case, New Zealand. But you know what? Forgive me, it's close enough to Down Under. But as far as I remember, only like one guy, was it Blake or Murphy, is from Australia. Anyways, very cool to see. Very cool to see Evie. For anyone new who's here, if you want to ask questions, you got to bring up the Q&A app in the upper right corner of the video screen is a 3x3 grid. Click on that and you'll be able to bring the Q&A app up and ask your questions. And right now we're kind of talking a little NXT, talking a little Shimmer, because women's wrestling is great. It was nice to see the crowd popping as hard as they were for women's wrestling. Anyone who's gone to Shimmer knows that's just kind of par for the course, but it's really nice to see everyone else getting into it, seeing it catch on, because it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Especially when everyone's finding out something that we already know, and that is the awesomeness that is the Shimmer NXT connection, if you will, as I just channeled some Dusty Rhodes there. R.I.P. Yeah. So as I'm drawing Sarah, I don't think we're going to see her again the rest of this chapter, but she's definitely going to be not a stranger. And I don't mind telling you that right now she's, it's her and Loretta Diaz in their own little group, but I don't want to say soon, because at least for, I mean, updating twice a week, it's hard to get any kind of headway as far as speed goes, but they're going to be taking on a third member eventually. And anyone that's a fan of Loretta or Sarah has to be happy with that, I think. All right, what do we got here? Femme Balor, Drat. I don't have a chat window in, just showcase and questions. Glad Bailey and Sasha were able to main event. Women do so well in NXT and are so crappy on the main roster. Well, as far as the chat thing goes, I don't know that we were ever able to do that unless you were like a guest. Like I straight up invited you. So as of now, there's no chatting. It's just you guys asking the questions and me blah blah blahing about it all. So I hope that's all right. But yeah, you know, I think expectations were understandably high for Bailey and Sasha, but I think they came through with flying colors, because you know, it's not easy to do that, and but you know, they rose to the challenge, and you know, I'm actually kind of glad they kept referring to it as a Iron Man match, because now there won't ever be an asterisk with them, because it won't be like, oh, well, they were the first Iron Woman, blah, blah, blah. Now, whenever the conversation is on Iron Man matches, they're automatically in on that discussion without any kind of asterisks or anything. So that was actually not a bad decision by them. And yeah, I think they definitely delivered. All right. So Sarah's lips here. I'm thinking I need to give her a smile instead of a smirk. What do you guys think? What do you think about that? Let me know if you can. My man Jim, Sunday it was nuts for the second half of the taping, starting with the four-way. Man, I bet. What was that then? That was, I'm going to look it up here. Don't hate. What do we got here? Sunday. Oh, second half, right. Would have been Shaza, Allison, Mia, and Veda. I love Shaza. Maybe it's a cheerleader thing for me. I don't know. because she's pretty freaking cool too. Yeah, so if you're new here, if you just came on the chat and you want to ask a question and you're not on a mobile device, you want to go up to the upper right corner of the video screen where there's a 3x3 grid, kind of Rubik's Cube looking thing, and click on that and you can bring up the Q&A and you can ask me any questions you want. I got a question for you guys. Smirk or smile for Sassy Sarah Valentine. Fem Balor, smirk. And also, how much per month to bring back 3 times update for the comic? That's a great question. I don't know. It's really a time thing right now, and goodness, it's it's tough. Because right now I'm really trying my best not to rush any of the pages, and a lot of times it's hard to do when it's Saturday night, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still working, and I love working on Rival Angels. It's pure joy, seriously. But I've never missed an update, and I take that really seriously, though I really doubt that anyone's ever started watching or started reading Rival Angels because I've never missed an update. Anyways, so that is a long-winded way of saying, as far as what it would take for 3 times a month, oh my goodness. Yeah, I suppose if we hit the 750 mark, because right now I would be doing Rival Angel matches that we don't see, and I suppose I'd leave it up to you guys then if it's something that that maybe we would do instead. Like instead of seeing that extra match, we would see more pages, and that would certainly be really cool. That would definitely be doable. Now, if you wanted all of that, that would come down to me basically using vacation time at my work, to get all the pages in. Or actually, now that I think about it, maybe getting enough support through Patreon to hire some help. That would be cool. Like have someone to do the breakdowns. That's what Laura Innes does with The Dreamer. She gets Meg Suvarud to do her layouts, and they are the bomb. Definitely check them both out. Meg does Daughters of the Lilies webcomic, and you can also find her on Patreon. And then Laura Innes, of course, my comics BFF, The Dreamer. Love it. But if you followed me for any amount of time, then you already know I'm a huge mark, and I know a lot of you are big marks of The Dreamer. So I'm checking this out here. The questions, we got a lot of smirks here. Very good. I dig it. Let's see. We got that. Yeah, Iron Diva match doesn't really have the same flair as bigger B84 mentioned Iron Diva match, and thank the Lord, no. I think Iron Diva, yikes. That's I thought it'd be funny if they did Iron Maiden or Iron Woman. I mean, Iron Maiden just because of the band, of course, but yeah, no. How would that go, Iron Diva? Would that be like Nikki and Natalia or something? I mean, I love Natalia, but when I think of Diva, I don't really think of the NXT girls for better or for worse. So yeah, but that is a very awesome question. I would love to go back to to 3 updates a week. I had a lot of fun with that. To be truthful, I had a lot of downtime at my day job at the time that I was doing that, and I just don't have that freedom to do that anymore. I mean, oh my goodness. You know, and actually a lot of people would ask me, you know, Alan, how do you not miss updates? Because, you know, you're doing 3 and stuff. I can also say that I think my art's a little better too for not trying to push it. And as it is, I'll be taking a break in, you know, December, like I usually do. And normally that'd take a little bit of a breather, but I think I'm going to be working on my buffer because I think I'm only a week ahead on my buffer, at least as far as Patreon goes. As far as the main comic, it's, you know, obviously a couple weeks ahead, which is very cool. But we will have Caribbean Chaos coming back. Dave Reynolds will be finishing that up. He's found the fun of webcomics again after being out of it so long. Some of you will remember he used to do Shadow Girls, which was H.P. Lovecraft meets the Gilmore Girls. Excellent webcomic. It's how we got to know each other, just by doing comic shows, the same shows and stuff like that, and getting to know each other. Jim posted, Laura did a great bee wrestler. That was really cool. I should probably post that again sometime. Hey, hold on a second. When did this happen? Screen share, yo. All right. That was weird. I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, I'm on the screen. I don't know if that happened with you guys. It looked like my screen share was not working, and it was just me babbling and talking. Glad I wasn't picking my nose or anything. Or was I? Oh boy. Anyways, Jim got the Kickstarter Patreon where Laura donated a picture, and she did this ridiculously cool picture of her 17-year-old protagonist as a lady wrestler, but from 1776. So you can imagine that was pretty dope. Probably worth reposting that again sometime, I think. So here we are with Sarah Valentine. Now, normally, when I get to this point, I would probably sit on it a little bit just because, you know, I can never see the flaws in it right away. But if I come back to it after a little bit, then it'll come back. Or then if I come back to it after a little bit, then any kind of flaws or whatever kind of jump on a little bit large instead of just regular, like if I just go right into it. But I am going to just jump into it because I'm you look marvelous. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bigger B84. Jim, my scanner isn't big enough to get the original on it. Hey man, I know it. Luckily, I do have a scanner that's big enough, and it's a big monster. It looks like a manga monster. It's a fax printer scanner number that is very imposing. I'm not aware of it at the time. It startled me because it's legit scary. But I've never used the fax. I don't fax. Print, not as much as I used to because they're doing more stuff digitally. And mostly because it's a little faster. Getting back to doing the updates a week. It's just really trying to get better, putting out the best um, images I can, because I really like what I do, and I want it to be the best it can be. So a lot of times when I think I'm saving time, I'm really just spending more time. So if it used to take me 8 hours a page, or if it does take me 8 hours a page, if I found something that would cut the time down to say 6 or 7 hours, well, then I've found a way to fill that time with either just taking more time, something like that. But it's a curse. It's a curse. What can I say? I want to get it done ASAP, but not at the expense of the art. Because there's been plenty of times where I've put stuff up and I'm like, all right, yeah, that's great. And then I come back to it a week later. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? What have I done? There's no taking it back. Wayback Machine is not my friend. But way around that is just keep moving, keep improving, doing what I can to make it better. So yeah. Do we have any Sarah Valentine fans out there? Are you looking forward to seeing her when she shows up again? When she does, I'm thinking it'll be in a tag team capacity with Loretta. I know we just saw them taking on Ultra Dragon, and they did very well. They just lost track of that sneaky little ninja. She does that, I mean, sneaky, that's kind of her thing. That is her claim to fame. Bigger B84. What will Sarah do versus heel Kylie Sanders? I will likely need to know. Well, let's see. I think in that kind of match, it's who can out-heel who, and who can out-heel who first is probably the bigger concern there. So, Sarah will bring all of her dirty tricks, she'll probably have the brass knucks in her top. Kristen knows about that. And what else? Trying to think. Sarah likes to do that, or she has done that move where instead of the classic rope choke where you put your opponent's throat across one of the ropes and then you put your knee behind their back, she instead takes a seat on the back of their head. So in that instance, Sarah would grab Kylie, put her neck across the second or bottom rope, and then take a seat on the back of her head and play to the crowd, because that's, a move for Sarah. It's not worth doing if she's not getting yelled at by the ref. So I think, and the thing too about Sarah is she has a little bit of high flyer in her. So I think she might try and pull some of that out. And if she has her way, maybe take it outside, because she did do that ridiculously cool move, and I can't take credit for it, where she did the frog splash through a table. She frog splashed Kylie through a table outside the ring. So I'm thinking that worked out well for her. She might have to go to that well again. I see Jim thinking it will be her versus Kylie for the next Ari versus Fawn. That's I don't think you could go wrong with that. It was definitely a hit last time. I remember some very positive feedback on the comments. You know, and who wouldn't? That was that was a fun match. Obviously not for Kylie, but you know, Sarah had a good time, and the fans did too. And you know, that's all you can ask for. Put on an entertaining show, even if it's at your own expense. But yeah, I think definitely looking forward to the next Rival Angels versus Fawn. That always gets the fans talking. This arm is not coming out like I'd like it to. Here we go. So let me just throw it out there. How about those Cubs? They surely knocked the hell out of the Cardinals. Cardinals got that one good one in and whew, disappeared. Back by popular demand from Bigger B. Well, I'm telling you, it's Sarah versus Kylie is a good bit. I mean, there's been a few commission pictures of the two, and I think for good reason. They contrast each other really well. You know, definitely when Sarah's healing it out on a face, Kylie, but it'd be really cool to see what happens when it's heel versus heel. Rah, turn it up. Once again, for anyone new here, mobile device peeps can't ask any questions or anything like that, but you can obviously still check out what's going on. If you're not on a mobile device, you can ask questions by clicking the 3x3 grid-looking thing at the top right of the video screen. Clicking that, you will bring up the Q&A app and you can ask anything you like. And I may answer, probably answer, just because it's why we're here. Let's see, Bigger B84. Yeah, Sarah has a great moveset, very fun and unique. I agree. She was, you know, actually I had a e-wrestler once upon a time, and I can't remember if it was, her name was straight up Sarah Valentine, but it was along the same, you know, lines. It was the same kind of outfit and move set, and you know, for Sarah, the sassier the better. She needs to be getting she needs that that confirmation from the ref, that 5 count, to know that she's really doing her job. That 5 count that says break the hold. And of course then the after school special, and if you take the initials from that, just plays up more of her sassiness. But you know, the Molly go round, the somersault senton, you know, her booty landing square on your sternum, drive the air right out of you. And then if she's so inclined, matchbook pin. Bigger B4. How about them baby bears, the Cubs? What else can be said? It's just a matter of who they're going to play. Rangers, Astros. What's going to happen? What will happen? It's a good story. Any way you slice it, though. All right. I'm just jumping all around here as far as this picture of Sarah goes. I've actually found a new program to do the inks in, because these are a little rougher than I'd like, but for some reason it won't show up. I use Manga Studio for the final art, but for some reason it wouldn't show up in the Wondershare. That's what I'm using to broadcast this screen right now, but I think you guys get the gist of what's going on. You know, if I really wanted to get super serious, I could do something like, oops, what? Hold on, I'm trying to, there we go, let's do this. This is the pen tool, and this is, can be very useful, but it takes, there's no way I could, there's no way I'd be able to do this for everything, just because it'd be a very long process to do that. But where's my pass? Here we go. So boom, there it is. Her little collar, as it were. Or I could just freehand it. Not it. Ooh, and it's kind of a difference there. There we go. All right, Jim, back on NXT. Wasn't impressed with Nia Jax. They should just hire Jessica Havoc if they want a bigger one. Well, it doesn't hurt that Nia Jax, I believe, is part of the Rock's family. When the Rock's mom was in a really bad car accident a couple months ago, it turns out Nia was in the car with her too. So that being the case, I'm sure that, you know, obviously she's good friends. So, and I think Havoc said a while ago that she knew a while ago that they weren't going to hire her. And I think, and that's back when she was a lot, I don't want to say slimmer. Well, slimmer. She was slimmer. And, but, you know, it was great to see her anyways on TNA. Too bad that didn't last longer than it did, because it was very cool. It was cool to see a bigger gal, and I think Nia will be fine. You know, showing her against Evie, you know, just highlighted how much bigger she was than she will from some of the other ladies, which is good. I mean, it presents some different matchups, some different contrasts. Good stuff all around, though. And you know, NXT, they usually do well by their ladies. I mean, at least while they're down there. I mean, Emma didn't really flourish on the main card like we wanted, but I mean, I think some of that had to do with that stupid shoplifting thing, which I still think was probably a like a hazing thing. So it probably wasn't even her anyways. I remember there's this goofy thing in Green Bay, the Packers, whenever there's a rookie, they have to go like to the grocery store and pick up a turkey, and they always, I don't want to say they forget to pay, but it's always a weird thing where they just go out with it, and you know, are they giving it or whatever? But it always comes out that no, it's not. Anyways, the point is, I think it was just a hazing thing, really stupid. I'm glad she didn't lose her job over it. But Nia Jax, I will reserve judgment on that until we see more. You know, I mean, because if she's just going to be like another Baron Corbin, then, you know, we've seen that, and that's not all that great. We need to see something. We need her size to mean something. We need see something different than anything we've seen before. It's sort of the whole point of it. And I get it. It's hard to redo stuff. And half the things we see are just rehashes. I mean, the one that comes to mind, and it hasn't been a while, it's been a while, is Carlito was just Razor Ramon. But yeah, that's, I mean, some of that is good, but obviously it's really hard to redo Razor. He was beloved, you know, and for good reason. He was a funny guy. And I think he's still thought of fondly, especially now that he's off the sauce. Well, apparently, anyway, so that's cool. Always like to hear someone's doing well. The one lady from NXT that I don't want to get behind would be Eva Marie, just because everything they've done with her is just so lame. You know, from their talk of, you know, basically they were saying Dana Brooke was going to be in a program with Bailey, and then after that, it was going to be with Eva Marie, where Eva Marie would win the belt, and it was Eva Marie will win the belt, and we will all be on board with it because we'll see how hard she's worked to get where she is. And I'm like, guys, that is just not going to happen. She has like X-Pac heat. She just has, even if it wasn't a good reason, people just don't like her. And we do have a good reason. She fucking sucks. And she might get better, but just the whole way it's gone around. And I don't know why they insist on her anyways. I think there's some sort of deal with E Entertainment and the Total Divas, because, I mean, I guess she's a pretty face, but who cares? I mean, those girls are a dime a dozen as far as that goes. And I think with her, it shows. So, Nia Jax gets the benefit of the doubt. Eva Marie does not, especially after she gave Carmella a stinger at a house show, I believe. You know, that may or may not have had something to do with why she was, well, not probably, she was sent to Paris with the other Total Divas, so that was probably just that. And anyways, it turned out Carmella was okay, because she's a tough cookie. Got to be in that business, right? So, yeah. Haterade for Eva Marie. I know I saw most of you who are in attendance here at Shimmer last weekend, but feel free to let me know here on Patreon or on email or whatever if there's anything you'd like to see with Patreon. If there's anything I can do, anything you guys want to see, just let me know. Let's see. I just got this now, so I don't know how fast the questions come in or not, but Eva Marie equals leftover Vince influence. Ugh. Yeah, that probably is right, because I don't think he's ever had anything great to do with the women's division. I mean, it was Fit Finlay that really got them over, you know, the last time. And that was, for me, it was Trish, but it was Lita, it was Molly, Victoria, it was Gail, Jackie, Tori to an extent. I mean, those were some good times. They did some good matches. I believe they main evented Raw. I think that was Stephanie and Lena, so take that with a grain of salt, just because Stephanie is the female Triple H, where, oh, I gotta get my heat. You know, the thing about Hunter is that as hard as they've pushed him throughout his career, he should be bigger than The Rock and Stone Cold. And not. Same thing with Stephanie. That SummerSlam match with Brie, where she's the bad guy and she wins the way that she did, and Brie never got her heat back, was just stupid. You know, that bad booking. What can you say? It happens. So, yeah. All right. Look at Sarah. Let's turn off the pencils. Not so bad. I'd like this to be a little tighter. I don't mind saying that on the weekend, I can take my Cintiq that I have at work. It's basically a drawing tablet. I can bring that home with me, and that's how I do a lot of my pages. And a little tighter than this, but I like it, and I think we can. Oops, we can. Oh, what the hell happened there? All right. Just gonna save this. With a new name, because I gotta combine some layers. Here we go. Next, I'm gonna add some colors to this bad boy. All right. Oops. Well, let me ask you guys this question. Is there a Rival Angels match that hasn't happened yet that you'd like to see? Any two characters, but it would be more helpful if it was one of the big four that you'd like to see. Feel free to let me know. And I can tell you if it might happen or the likelihood of it happening. Let's see. Damn it, I need my color list here. Just a second while I bring that up. Staying on NXT, is Bliss really going to be the next challenger for Bayley? Me and Tracy hope so, just because we really like Alexa Bliss. And for us, it doesn't matter if she's good or bad. She seems to be able to pull it off either way. Only problem I see, and it could be an advantage, it could be used well, is her height. I mean, I think she's barely 5 foot, but if you see her legs, I mean, you can just see she does not skip leg day. She is a badass, but I like to see her wrestle a little more. One, because all she's been really doing is hanging out with, you know, dubstep, and I guess that's fine. But so as you can see, this is my color breakdown chart. And I have that open on the side. So let's get some colors here. This is just to lay it down real quick. Yeah, so anyways, I think this is good. And I don't think she's going to win or anything, so there's no, I don't think there's any danger of that. I'd be okay with it, but I just don't think it's her time. They're probably just, like I said, I think they're going to give Dana a run at it. Actually, what am I doing? I should just do that. So I'm just laying down some flat colors here to try and so I can grab them in a little bit. And then I can really go to town. Let's see, Bigger 84. Alexa has awesome faces and is getting good on the mic. Needs to get back in the ring to improve there. I totally agree. When she really turned it on with the face heel thing, like I almost believed her when she was like, when she was paying the compliments to Bailey. Watching wrestling long enough, I knew the possibility of a swerve was high, but I'm still impressed that she was able to deliver it with a straight face and have me going. And I like her little sparkle splash thing that she does. That's very cute, and she's just cute. We'll just see how far she can take it, and I think the dubstep cowboys or whatever they're called. I think they're fine, but she can do better. She doesn't need them; they need her. And I think that was evident, anyways. I mean, they were the tag champs, and nobody really cared. At least I didn't. They were just blah 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 blah. I'm sure Nia Jax is going to get mixed up in it. I guess Bailey versus Nia. I mean, definitely got to be a possibility. I think they're going to make her a monster for a while. I mean, who's going to be the first one to beat her? I think that's going to be the big question. I suppose it could be Kana to beat her. Don't necessarily agree with it, but who else is big enough and bad enough? Oh, I know, Eva Marie. She'll probably beat Nia Jax just because she's unbeatable. Let's see. Bigger B84. Interesting that they let her do the splash to the guys. Not sure if it means anything, but interesting. Yeah. Well, she's a little thing, and I don't know. I mean, they obviously feel it, but I don't know that it's. She's still a little girl. I don't think it hurts that much. Even if if they feel it, it's just like, Jim, at least he ended the Eva push. Amen, brother. I was not enjoying her. Just coming in and squashing the Shimmer girls. Nobody wants to see that. It's not fun. It's not hot. It's just lame. Just we don't need to see her hurting anybody else. Plus the sliced bread. I mean, it's fine, but in her hands, it just looks clumsy and oafish. It's which I wouldn't normally say about Eva Marie. I mean, she's not really oafish, but she's not really good either. You know what I mean? Just not. But maybe they know something we don't. And God bless them if they do. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Thank goodness for multiple undos. That's the beauty of working digitally. Probably should have tightened this up before, but and do it now. Again, the beauty of working digitally. There we go. Much better. Stairs coming out. The steal of Femme Balor praise Eva Marie sucks on toast. Yes. Most definitely. That's burnt toast, not even the good stuff. Because, just not good. Can definitely use with without her. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to tighten this up. I don't know. This is okay, but I'm thinking I might have to redo the line art. But it's always good just to get the work in here. So let me know if there's a rival Angels match that you guys are anxious to see. And like I said, if it's more doable if it's one of the top, if it's one of the main four, just because that's who I'm focused on right now, you know, in and out of the ring. For the Patreons, you already know that the night is over and they're back at the rookie suite, but that they're reminiscing about other stuff that happened. But you could say there's going to be, well, the girls are going to cross paths. Some of them aren't getting along right now, if you might remember. So there's obviously something in that. Yay, I flatted Sarah Valentine. Excuse me. And this is where I can do a bunch of stuff. Now that it's flatted, can start coloring. Let's see. Jim, so which of the new Shimmer girls impressed you? Seems they are in for a big rollover. Dude, true that. I mean, I'm sure that's a good problem to have. New girls. I really liked Makoto, I think is her name. Don't know why. And my only problem, and it's such a stupid problem to have with it, is that she was wearing some kind of bloomers, some kind of granny panties, and you know, wear whatever you want to wear, but it was distracting. It was just crazy. Who else? Oh, I liked what's her name? I liked what was her? She ended up fighting Madison Eagles, and when it was like announced that she was coming out, she was all like, "Oh, I'm so scared. It's Madison." Let me see if I can look it up. What the hell? Oh, Kellyanne English, I think. I think that's her, right? But that's what I liked. Bigger B84 is Sabrina Brenda too obvious? It's not too obvious. I don't mind telling you, it's probably gotta happen, right? As much as I've been teasing it, that yeah, it's definitely gotta happen. I just hope it lives up to the I guess the hype, so to speak, the expectations of it, because for some reason I think it would be a very good match for the both of them. Let's see. What? Here we go. Let's see, Jim, Nicole Savoy. Yeah, I do like her. I like her a lot. I didn't think of her only because I've seen her before on the at Shimmer, and that's the other reason why I didn't even think about her. But yeah, I like her quite a bit. She's she's hilarious. She's got a shitty she's got a shitty, I guess, attitude, so to speak, but that's okay. I like it. All right. And there's also that Sabrina versus Redheads thing that I don't think I can get out. That's why I like the Mauve Sabrina matchup. Cena Superplex. It's not going to be good for Mauve. Very self gratifying there. But I don't know. Maybe I'm channeling the Brenda Sabrina thing there. I think. Well, you got to see. I got plans, and now we're in October of 2015. I'm looking to wrap it up in the very beginning of 2017. So I got a lot of work to try and get in, and so every page that I add, to me, has to validate the story. It's got to be pushing towards it. And I'm thinking that Sabrina Brenda will be part of that, just because the paths they're taking, they're crossing each other's paths, and it's just kind of going that way. Hard not to. Whatever. Turn that off for a second. Coco and Son, Bigger B84. You know what? That's a lot of people have brought that up, and for some reason in my head, it's always been like, what? Why would those two fight? And it's like, duh. Why wouldn't they fight? I think my thought was that, obviously Sabrina would be the one who's pissed. She didn't like, obviously, getting screwed over, and her last night in Bra, she got jumped by the Syndicate. Coco hung her out to dry, and I think Sabrina's got more to prove than Sun, but Sun would definitely love to get her hands on Coco. As far as Coco's concerned, I think she could take it, leave it. We are going to see the Bra Girls again, and they definitely moved on. They definitely had are doing their thing. So it'll be cool to catch up with them and see what's going on. Let's see. Coco versus anyone, yes. I think we can do that one. Coco versus Brooke, that would be pretty cool. Off the top of my head, I don't know well, off the top of my head, I would say Brooke's probably the underdog in that one, but that's okay. I mean, one, we all like to root for our underdogs, and two, Coco's good, And another nod out to my comic bestie, Laura Innes, came up with her when we were at an ice cream shop. Pretty sure she was kidding around when she said it, but I was like, no, that is too good. Coco Rococo. Because at the time, that was the name of a Sunday at the ice cream shop. And I just couldn't let it go. And I'm glad I didn't, because now we have Coco Rococo. And we're all better off for that, aren't we? Yeah. I think we are. Yeah. I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. Is there any other questions, comments, anything cool like that? And before forget to say it because I should have said it already. Thank you, everyone, for coming and attending, because this is a lot of fun. Always like talking to you guys. Even if it was just one-sided and we just drawing whatever I fancy, and in this case it was Sarah Valentine. But Sarah's always fun. Need to draw her more. If I can't get her into a match, maybe we can just see her some more. So I forgot. She usually wears nylons and garters. There we go. All right. All right, well, if that's it for the evening, then thank you guys once again for coming out. It was a lot of fun. Definitely have to do it again very soon. Thank you for supporting Patreon, and I will see you guys down the road later. Have a great night, everyone.